Welcome to the Pew Pew Nation podcast. Pew Pew Nation is a group of unapologetically American patriots breaking the politically correct mold, and we just don't care. We're not afraid to dive headfirst into the most controversial topics, gun talk, and call out the woke culture along the way. We get to talk to some very cool people and hear incredible stories and get to share those with you. So lock and load and get ready for the Pew Pew Nation podcast.
Showtime! Woo! 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 Silent woo! And profiling! Woo! Woo! Stop! We can't take anymore!
Hey! Oh.
Are we on?
Shit.
Dang.
Did you guys just see that?
This isn't recording, is
You
it?
didn't see that, did you? Did they see
I
that?
don't know.
Whoops.
I'm not worried about it because these things are freaking sexy.
We are on now. Welcome to Pew Pew Nation podcast, episode 6, where we are going to spend an hour making out with guns.
Yep. So sit back. grab your
Sit back.
popcorn, and
Popcorn, your lube, whatever you need. And enjoy the show. No, aren't these things amazing? So
1,000,000% sexy.
we have the man himself is going to be on here, Ray Kashkar, today. Navy SEAL, all-around badass American. We had the pleasure of meeting him, hanging out with him, having dinner with him, some drinks, all that good stuff. Well, you don't drink, but
I drank
you did drink.
lemonade or whatever. Drank.
You did drink.
I drank.
You drank.
I drank lemonade and Sprite. So
Yes.
yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. But anyway, we had the pleasure of shooting with him. I filmed this badass video. You guys, I cannot wait till you guys see this thing. We did an awesome photo shoot with Ray. But he is the communications chief communications officer, I think it is, for Watchtower Firearms, which are these beautiful guns that we are molesting right now.
Slightly.
So
She
Watchtower.
asked for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is a good one.
So that's actually the gun that Chris is holding, and we're going to talk about these with Cash, and he'll explain everything about them, so I'm not going to get into it. But that is Rob O'Neill's brainchild right there. So
Right.
Rob O'Neill wanted to replicate the gun that he shot Osama bin Laden in the face with.
Yeah, and guess what? I'm holding that
You're
shit
holding-
right in my hands right now.
Holding
And it's actually...
same optic
Yep.
setup, I know that for sure. Ray will go over everything about it, all the features and all that good stuff. But I have what I fell in love with at the range.
My wife does not know this yet, but that's going to my safe.
Oh, this is. I already told Ray that it fell off my truck. I lost it.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Lost it in a boating accident.
You
Whatever
lost
it is.
both of them. Wait a minute. You only said one.
But this is Watchtower's AR-10. So the 308 AR, and I'm in love. I'm in love with it. And again, I'm going to let Ray explain these guns to you because I don't think anybody can explain them better than that
I've
guy.
never shot a
Right.
308. Honestly, I've never shot a 308 that felt the way that gun.
Usually a 308's got some recoil,
Yeah.
right? Like it does. Like you can call me a pussy, whatever you want, but 308s usually have a little bit of recoil. They got some punch to them. That's the point of the 308, the bigger round. This thing was like shooting a 9mm.
Yeah.
It's
not. You would only know by the sound. Like, because as I was sitting there, I was like, we were shooting, 5.56, 223,
Yeah.
and 9mm,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden I hear boom, boom, and I'm like, that's not.
Yeah,
And
the
then I'm
fact
like,
that it's
and
denting the steel and
knocking steel plates
knocking
off,
steel off. Yep.
and flipping over steel targets. I was like, that's not it. I like that. I want
Yeah.
to see more of that.
Yeah.
And I did. It was amazing.
So yeah, so this is their gray Cerakote. That's gray Cerakoted as well with the red accents for Rob O'Neill. We'll let Ray go through these guns. These are the only two I brought. I do have another one, the green Cerakote one. I didn't bring that one with me today just because we'll show two guns. That's fine. But Watchtower Firearms is doing some amazing stuff. Just like freedomfatigues.com, 100% American-made, veteran-owned.
And wait a minute, and even when you say American-made, you're not talking Chinese steel, right?
There's no Chinese steel, none of that BS in this thing.
None of that crap.
This is 100% American-made guns right here in the U.S., in Texas. They're producing some of the baddest rifles on the planet, honestly.
Yep.
One thing that is super easy to show you guys right here, there's no rattle. The only thing you can hear is a little tiny play in that buttstock, which they're actually changing that, Cash told us.
Nothing on this one.
These guns are so tight for the upper and lower that I can't believe it. It's amazing. And it was hot out there. A bunch of different shooters shot these things. We threw, I don't even know how many rounds we threw through these things. Probably
lots.
500-600 rounds at least. Blew shit up. Got the cops called on us. It was amazing. It was an amazing time. Ray is an amazing dude.
Absolutely.
And I can't wait to have him on here in just a minute for you guys.
Pick his brains.
We'll talk about his story, and we're going to talk about Watchtower Firearms and why these guns are that impressive, and why me and Chris are over here molesting them right now.
Pretty much.
It's
turn the camera off.
Just turn the camera off.
Turn
the lights down.
Play some Teddy Pendergrass.
So before we bring Ray on, let's take a second to talk about the giveaways. So the giveaways are live on pewpewnationusa.com. Go over to the website, hit the tab giveaway at the top of the screen, or on the left side, hit the little 3 bars, and it'll come down if you're on a mobile device. Go to the giveaway tab and enter the giveaway as many times as you possibly can, as many times as you want. And the more entries you have, the more chances you have to win the Freedom Pack.
Boom. Just like that.
Us here at Pew Pew Nation Podcast. Make sure you guys enter, though. The giveaway is live till September 20th, and then that is when a new giveaway will be released, and the winner of the first giveaway will be announced on the 27th during the podcast. I believe that's episode 10, I think.
Probably. When you're doing, just you're filming in advance, and then you lose track, and then one day we were filming 3 before we filmed 4, and then, so yeah,
it's just what happens.
Yeah, it's good stuff though.
But
because we got guns, we're talking about freedom.
We're talking about
getting better than that, right?
Talking about America,
and we're talking to Ray Cash.
Damn. So we're going to learn about him in just a second here. But in the meantime, make sure you guys go over to pewpewnationusa.com. Make sure you hit that giveaway tab and enter that giveaway, because you guys don't want to miss the chance to win this gun. Wait, no, I'm lying. This is mine.
Well,
this one's mine.
If I don't show up for the second half of this, I just happen to take these out to my truck to make sure that they're
I licked it.
Clean. You can lick it. It's fine. I'll take it.
You can't have it. All right. Let's bring Ray in before it gets too weird in here.
Yeah, it's already weird.
All right. What's going on, Mr. Ray Cash Care? How are you, sir?
I'm well. Been running around crazy. Just got back from Michigan, hanging out with a couple of hoodlums.
Yeah, right. Seem to know those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a good time. Shot some guns, blew some shit up, and then had some good chow.
Hell yeah. You even got arrested by Michigan police. I love it.
I did. God bless him, huh? Thank goodness it wasn't a foot chase. He would have caught me quick.
Oh, yeah, he would. Oh, fantastic.
No. You would have gotten. You'd have been in Virginia.
You would have
got off the property. So yeah, you're good.
Yeah, this big boy.
Big boy. Thank goodness guns, bullets travel fast.
Right?
Yes,
exactly.
His ass wasn't. God, I love my Leo. I love my Leo.
He was a good guy. They were both good dudes. They were definitely good dudes.
Super great dudes.
Just for everybody watching, Ray didn't actually get arrested. We got the police called on us for blowing shit up. It wouldn't be a Pew Pew Nation photo shoot or video shoot without having law enforcement show up because we're doing something too American for some liberal puke that lives next
Well,
door.
it's the fact that we're doing something that's being heard cities over, because when they're talking about it on the local Facebook pages and then the cities around you are talking about the shoot, then you're making some noise.
It happens.
Shaking some ground.
It happens.
Yeah.
Shaking it up. That's right.
Yeah. I love it.
Shake and bake.
So explain to everybody who Ray Cash Care is, for those that, I don't know how they couldn't know you, but those that don't know you.
Well, Ray Cash Care is a Pisces who likes long walks on the beach. No, Ray, so 51 years young, Baltimore native. Father was murdered when I was 11. Lived with my mom. Don't have a really tight relationship with her right now. Getting in a lot of trouble. Joined the Navy, so I didn't, to avoid clink clink. Made the best out of the military. I think, I love the military. I don't have anything bad to say about the military. I know right now everything's crazy with the administration, and we went through the whole getting shots and vax bullshit. But back when I went through the military, man, you got out of it what you put into it, which is what I agree with life. And show up early, do your job, keep your mouth shut. And a dumb Irish kid from Maryland can make it all the way up to the top tier, and that's being a Navy SEAL. It wasn't easy. Some parts of it weren't fun, but it was an amazing journey, chapter of my life. Got out of that, went over to the CIA for about 14 years, contracting, firearms instructor, Spagil, which is Zero Dark 30. Did some stuff with Rob O'Neill. Got out of that, started doing working with Bedros Keuilian, working on some of these camps where you see me yelling all the time, screaming at people, and everybody gives me a lot of shit for that. The bottom line, I'm not yelling at them because I'm mad at them. I'm yelling at them because I was once them, kind of going through life, with the governor on, holding yourself back from your full potential. Now I'm the Chief Communications Officer of Watchtower Firearms. I do motivational speaking, and my passion is working with youth, from my training camps to we want to eventually do a youth nationwide shooting program, teaching young men and women the importance of, safety with firearms. And I think the more educated people are, the less chances there are of a lot of the shit that happens now, right? Like people think they're gun experts because they play fucking video games. No, that's not how it works, right? You shot the 5.56, you shot the 308. There's a big difference in bite, recoil. Well, not with our guns, but most guns there are. And that's what I'm trying to do, just make an impact in the world. We're getting ready to launch, myself and Matt Schneider, a course called the Q course, which is, I call it the quit course. I'm a Navy SEAL. I'm the biggest fucking quitter you ever meet. I quit everything, person, and thing, every person, place, and thing in my life that doesn't serve me purpose anymore, which allowed me more time to free up to focus on what's really important. And that's my family and my, generational wealth and success. That's what I'm doing.
I love it.
I guess the podcast is over with now because I talked about myself.
Right? No, I love what you're doing with that, the Q program, because I'm a big advocate of I just don't have the time for bullshit. I really don't, like the drama all over social media and all that stuff. And I'm a big advocate of that. I talk a lot of shit and I do a lot of stuff, and I'm vocal about my beliefs and my thoughts and everything else. And a lot of people will push me into that group of oh, you just love the drama. You love the drama. I don't. I hate the drama because I don't have time for it, man. I work too hard. I work too much. And that is just, you said it perfectly. It's extra baggage, that just pulls you down and weighs you down. So I love what you're doing with that. I think that is a really cool thing.
Absolutely.
When you released that and you talked about it on Instagram, the first thing you said was I'm a quitter. And I was like, what the fuck? This guy doesn't talk like that. And then you explained it, and I'm like, man, I love that. I love that. Look at it.
Makes
Get rid of the
sense.
negatives,
and
the positives.
Yeah.
And I will tell you this right now: if you hang around with people in your life that want to cause drama, it's because they're not happy with their lives, so they're trying to pull you in the quicksand, the lava, if you will, to melt you to their level. You got to cut them loose, man. And I don't care who it is.
family.
You cannot have, I always talk about it. For every negative person you have in your life, you need 7 positive people to weigh that seesaw of balance.
Yeah.
So, that's, if you have 6 employees and one's negative, you're doomed.
Yeah.
Eventually, it's like a cancer. It's going to eat
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, 100%. I've ran some companies that were like that, where you just have this one bad employee that drags everybody else down, even if they had a good attitude. It's just, it's a cancer, kills everything.
I agree.
Yes.
So talk to us about I didn't serve in the military myself. And I was too much of a pussy, honestly, to do it. And I regret it, because I wish I would have gone in after meeting all these other veterans that I work with. And I love working with you guys. I love talking to veterans, and I love hearing the stories, because I think it helps others that might either be looking to get into the military or might be struggling with something in their lives or whatever. How did you kind of touched on it a little bit, but how did you end up in the Navy, and how did you end up going, balls to the wall and going to the SEAL teams?
I mean, what obviously you get an idea, like you didn't want to be a chef, you wanted to be a SEAL. You saw the highest, like, that's where I want to be. Yeah. Right there. That's the toughest spot to be. Those guys are the baddest ass MFers in the world. I'm going to do that.
Well, I don't know if it was, I don't know if the SEALs are the baddest MFers in the world. There's some great units out there that, and I know there's a lot of people watching that are in different units that could kick my old ass. But what I did know is I didn't have the ASVAB scores to do much. I wasn't super book smart. But I've always felt like I know this is going to sound weird, but I was put here for a higher purpose, and I still don't think I've hit my maximum potential for purpose. And at the time it was, I grew up in a environment where I was told I was nothing, where I would never amount to anything, where I was getting a lot of trouble, drugs, fighting, alcohol. I've had multiple cousins. I've had 4 of my cousins overdose from heroin, 3 from one of my aunts and 1 from another. And what I decided to do was just kind of break that cycle. I had enough of it. I was abused growing up. I'm kind of like a fucking Jerry Springer billboard. And I just,
right? Yeah.
I talk about this all the time. You have incoming fire. You have like shots fired at you. Average person has trauma about 4 to 6 times in their life. And, I was a 17-year-old kid looking in the mirror in the middle of the night. I can't remember what I had for breakfast 3 months ago, but I can still remember it was cold, what I was wearing. I looked in the mirror and I saw a reflection of my father, the womanizer, the abuser, and this and that. And that's where I kind of flipped that switch, that physical, mental, and emotional switch in my head and my body and my soul to say, fuck this, man. Don't be a victim. Don't go down that road. There's a reason why no one wants to take this path. There's a reason why no one wants. And I kind of just rediscovered myself. And, once I flipped the switch, I realized that my only limitation in life was myself. I was allowing external entities and situations to dictate who I was going to be. Too many people do that nowadays, right? There's the one saying where the 2 twin brothers had a drug addict father. They asked the one brother, "Why are you a drug addict?" And he said, "Because my father was a drug addict." And they asked the other brother, "Why aren't you a drug addict? And why are you a multimillionaire?" "Because my father and brother are drug addicts." So you get to choose. He chose the path less traveled, the harder path, the righteous path, if you will, and decided to end that cycle. And that's what I've been trying to do. Everybody asked me, was being a Navy SEAL the most awesome thing in your life? No. It was an amazing part and a chapter of my life. But, I'm a big motivational speaker. I know some guys get pissed about when I say this, but I don't get up on stage and talk about what I've done for 15 minutes of my 45-minute speech. I say, listen, you guys know I was a Navy SEAL. It's in the pamphlet what I've done. Let's talk about what I can do now and for tomorrow. I'm not fucking Al Bundy. I don't need to keep talking about what I did. I was no war hero. I don't pretend to be. I don't have the story that some of these others do. And it's an amazing story. But when I go and I hear somebody, I think it's great. Like, you're a doctor. I have the creds. I was a SEAL. I was in the CIA. But motherfucker, I just paid an astronomical amount of money to hear you speak. What can you do for me now? And that's like what the Q course and the things that we're doing now is. I get up there. I told you guys before, Tim Grover is one of my mentors. I watched him go up after another individual. He's like, I don't need to F. I don't need to curse. I don't need to do this. What I'm going to do is tell you what I'm going to do to help you change your life. And I've kind of switched that role because I'm known as being the yeller, the guy that screams all the time. I'd rather be known as the guy that's making an impact, a difference in the world, right? I'm not a super tall guy, but people tell me once they meet me, they never fucking forget me. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But that's making an impact, good or bad. I'll take it,
Yeah, exactly. I love Absolutely. It. That is awesome. So, how was, can you talk about SEAL training at all? I know a lot of guys that watch Pew Pew Nation podcast, they're really interested in this kind of stuff. So,
yeah. So, if we wanted to take 100,000-foot view of what SEAL training is, Buds, basic underwater demolition, guys stand in a corner and have someone kick you in the nuts for 6 months straight. Hard as you can, 12 hours a day, just kicking you in the balls. Buds was fun. Basic underwater demolition was, there is prep in it, but Buds isn't, everybody thinks it's just this physical training course. It's actually mental and emotional. It's doing something and not knowing how long you're going to do it for. Do it again, do it over. There's no ending point, right? Hell Week. Like, I loved Hell Week. Hell Week was one of my favorite things because even though you lose track of time, you just know it's 5 days long. Like, that was the one thing that I fucking knew about in Buds. It was going to start on this day and end on, I lost track on 5 or 6 sunrises. Okay, I can do that. I'm not saying it was the easiest thing, but it was one of the few times where I knew there was a starting and finishing point, just like the 4-mile time runs. You knew where you had to go, where you had to come, when you had to come back to, and what the cutoff time was. So I love that versus, hey, we're going to go for an ocean swim. How far? That way. Fuck.
Yeah.
And that's what you have to, and I think that's what helped forge, and the double-edged sword of the mind, the savage and the servant, to, like I'm getting ready to do the Hudson River swim this weekend. It's like 4 miles. The current's going to be horrible, but you just got to kick, glide, stroke, click. That's how I get through life. You just got to keep going. Too many people give up too fucking easily. 50% of the American population's been divorced. I haven't. I've been married for 18 years. I am not a fucking hard or an easy man to love. You guys met me. I am a fucking mess. But, I told my wife, I will never give up on you. I will never give up on us. I will never give up on my goal and my dream. And that's to make an impact in this world. Working with kids, and now I'm going to start doing couple shit. Like, if it can fucking work for me, it can work for other people because I'm dumb as a bag of fucking rocks. But my attitude, and I believe in my team acronym that I created, team. It's not together, everybody accomplishes more. That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard, right? If I put 100 blind people in a room and I put a thumbtack on the ceiling and say, hey, you got 10 minutes to find it, they're probably not going to find it. They might. It's trust, effort, attitude, mission, trust. Hardest thing to create, easiest thing to break. TE, effort. Don't give me 100%. Give me every fucking thing you got. Every fucking day. Every day that you're born, ladies and gentlemen, it is a fucking gift, right? Average human being sleeps 6 to 8 hours. 6 to 8 hours. That gives you 14 to 16 hours to do 2 things. Kick ass, get your ass kicked, right? Next is attitude. There's only 2 types, good and bad. Nothing will open or close a door faster in this life than a good or bad attitude. And last is mission. And mission is growth, right? There's 6 forms of growth: physical, mental, emotional, social, spiritual, and financial. Spiritual doesn't have to be religious. Shit, we don't have to talk about religion or politics. Let's talk about the spirituality of believing in your fucking self.
Yep.
I have a shirt that says, I bet on me. You guys saw it. Bet on yourself, because I'm telling you this right now, motherfuckers, no one else is going to. Everybody says they have your back. The only people that really want to see you do better than them, honestly, as a father and a son, a mother and her daughter, or, obviously if you have, depending on the relationship you have in your family, all these people out there that say they've got your back and they're your friends, they're just waiting. They're waiting for you to fall. They're waiting to make a comment. They're waiting. Dude, keep waiting, motherfuckers, because I'm going to keep grinding. And the analogy that I come up with is I'm the biggest quitter that you've met, but I accept failure. I accept failure every day because I physically, mentally, emotionally redline myself. Emotional discipline. Live in 3 colors: red, blue, green. I'm going to stay in the green, man, and fucking just crush life. So that's who I am. That's what I do. I'm a lot. I love life. I feel like each and every one of us, if you think about it, I do coaching, and I hear all these people all the time telling me, man, why me? Why me? What the fuck? And I'm like, let me ask you a question. Andy, how old are you?
39.
39. Yep. When was your birthday?
May 30th.
May 30th. Let's rewind, 9 months before that, conception. Mom and dad doing their thing, right? I'm not being rude.
Yep.
Right? Dad not being rude, shot something into mom. Millions, billions, whatever the number is of sperm. You won. You won. Chris won. I won. Why did we win? This is what I teach people. You fucking won the lottery 10 times just to be put on this earth. Now, what you do with it is up to you. And people are like, Ray, you're so extreme. I'm like, really? Think of the tens of millions or whatever the number is of sperm, of human beings that didn't make that transaction. You did, I did. So you're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing your family a disservice. You're doing the millions of fucking other potential human beings that could have been a disservice if you're not giving it your fucking all every day. Like, I already hit the gym. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And people were like, when will you stop? When I'm fucking dead, 51 years old. People were like, how are you in such good shape? You guys saw me. I look fantastic with my shirt off. You both saw me. Say it. Say it or I'll hang up.
I secretly kept the pictures.
I was hiding in the back corner snapping photos of it.
I know what you were doing.
Yeah, you caught me. I was hiding behind the rack.
But the truth of the matter is, getting serious, is people say, how do you stay in shape? I never got out, motherfucker. And now, I'm not saying there's people, and listen, I have nothing but respect. I see people overweight training. I see them at the gym, and I've had a couple people that have made snarky remarks like, oh my God. Like, oh my God, that person's 20 pounds overweight. They're not making excuses. They're in here making fucking solutions. They're doing something.
Yeah, exactly.
One of my best friends on social media, he's like fucking 500 pounds. He's in the gym every fucking day training. How can I mock somebody like that?
Yep.
I just have maybe better genetics. I work hard in the gym. But then I go back to my hometown and I see people out of shape, miserable relationships, right? Doing just miserable. And I'm like, why? You don't have to be miserable, right? And that's why me and my wife and Matt Schneider and his wife were creating this. It's not just about you. It's about couples. It's about being the best version of yourself, surrounding yourself with the best version of people. I got to meet you guys. We hit it off right away. Like, I want to do more stuff with you guys. It's about showing up with your fucking A game every fucking day, having no plan B, and just dominating it. We just did a thing for, can I say what we just did? Can I say all that?
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
We just did something for skill set. And I'm like, dude, I want to do something different than anybody else on planet Earth. Like, I want the cover to be different than everyone else.
Yeah.
I don't think we can go with it getting locked up. I tried. I don't think that's going to happen.
Those pictures are epic.
And I'm going right on after. I don't know if it'll be after. Brandon just did a great one, but he looked like, he's going for Congress. I'm not going for Congress.
Yeah.
Right. I'm a fucking maniac.
That's why we did what we did. We did the gym shoot.
We did maniac.
Let's do. And when you were talking to me, that's what, I followed you for a long time. So I know who you are. I know what you're about, what you stand for, how you act, everything else. So it was like, you kept asking me, what do you want me to wear? What should I bring? What should I do? And I was like, do you bring what you want to bring that you're comfortable in a photo shoot with? Because
you wouldn't.
My goal was to show who you were.
The one shirt you wouldn't approve. Remember, you said that one.
I wanted.
I shaved my balls was a little too much.
Yeah, for the cover, I think it would have been a little too much, but I do like that.
A little risque. A little risque.
No, I loved it.
Put me as the editor.
Come on, Ben. Loosen
Roll
up,
with it.
man.
Yeah, we know Ben.
You
Ben
know,
will
I
do it.
actually was thinking about doing a cover where I put on a fucking dress. Just standing there with a cigar in my mouth.
That would have been awesome too. We could have done that all day. You have to come back out. That's all.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I would have had Bud Light sponsoring me.
Oh, it's fantastic. I love it. I fucking love it. No, I love all what you're saying. I mean, the
awesome.
motivational stuff, you just motivated me more. I mean, and I've gotten into into it with people before. I'm not even at anywhere near your level, but where that's always been my attitude is tell me I'm gonna fail. Because if you want me to fail, that just gives me nothing but fuel to fucking succeed. Because that's what I'm gonna do. Like I've been told I was gonna fail pretty much my entire life. I would never account to anything. I when I told my friends I was gonna try to open a firearms shop, I was gonna try to sell guns, and that was the path I was going down. They're like, yeah, okay, this fucking shaved head Jewish tattooed kid is gonna get an FFL and sell guns, right? Oh, you told me I was gonna fucking fail. Well, I got my FFL, and it didn't lead me down the path of owning a gun shop, but it led me to the path that I'm on right now.
Yes.
Talking to Ray Cash Care.
Yeah.
Exactly.
See,
yeah.
gun shops, you need more than a gun shop. You need a gun emporium. And I want it to be like a destination.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
I mean, and it doesn't,
Exactly.
not just your gun shop, like something that,
Let me add a couple things. I want to rewind what you just wrote. So number one, I don't want to motivate anyone. I want to elevate people to be better. I say that all the time. I want to elevate you. Motivation gets you moving. Discipline gets it done. I want to elevate you to create more discipline. Number two, we have the similar backgrounds where everybody told me I was going to fail. For the longest time, this is the biggest piece of advice I can give someone. If you come from shit, if you've been told you're nothing, for the first 45 years of my life, did things to prove others wrong, like, fuck you in your face, until I finally flip that switch and I do things to prove myself right. You have nothing to prove to no one except yourself, right? Be the best version of you can. I see so many people, and that's why we created this course. They're going through life and they're not quitting the right things, like, listen, a perfect example. We went out and we had dinner. We had dinner the other night. I had you guys finish it, right? I'm not saying you guys are bad, but what did I tell you I would not do while I was working? What will I not do?
Drink.
We were at dinner.
Wait, drinking?
I won't drink.
Yep.
So that's the one thing I quit doing. That's not a big thing. I'm not a big drinker. I used to be a fucking savage drinking, but now whenever I'm on a work type thing, like you guys, because obviously you guys, I came out, I'm representing me, but I'm representing skill set, and you guys only had one drink. It wasn't crazy.
Yeah.
But I said, no, I won't drink. And people look at me crazy, and I'm just like, no, that's something I quit. I quit drinking.
Right there with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't drink. Period.
I don't think on people that do, but like I'm quitting the things that I need to quit. I've already quit the big things, looking at the porn, fucking doing all the crazy shit. But now what I'm doing is like, since then, I'm now not drinking soda. You saw me. I drink Coke. It's bad for me.
Yeah.
So it's just little things. I've quit the big things in my life, and now all I'm doing is I'm just fine tuning the little things, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is every day or every week or every month, you have to just try to quit something and stay disciplined and elevated on that, so that, because every time I quit something, it frees up time for me to create more success.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I'm doing now. And that's what more human beings need to do. They need to quit the bullshit, the animosity in their life, and every single one of us has someone, something, or someplace that is fucking quicksand that holds us down.
Yep.
That's what I loved about going out on that shoot with you guys. There was no drama. There was no animosity. There was just like, hey, you want to do this, minus some of the shit you maybe do. Almost, we'll leave it at that. I was fucking sore as shit. But it was just fun. And
you got some good shots, man.
Yeah.
Hang like that for another 5 minutes. I'll be right back.
They're all cheap bastards. I had to buy everybody dinner, but I'm kidding. That was awesome. No, I'm kidding. The guys are awesome. Got some great swag from Chris and from Freedom Fatigues. And fucking Andy hooked me up with a bunch of cool stuff. So, it's all about mutual respect. He didn't have to give me hats, didn't have to give me shirts. Andy didn't have to do, putting me on the cover of something. Well, I remember when we talked about, I'm like, are you sure? You would put me on the fucking, But yeah, but you love the concept and the premise of what we're doing. We're making fucking badass firearms that are American made, American owned.
Yep.
And I'm going to be talking to Chris about something here probably in the next week. So
and I got some opportunities that came up with you that again elevated me to a point that I'm like, I got to do this. I got to do it. So we can't talk about it right now, but I'm going to talk about it with you later. So
cool. Yeah, man.
Yeah, there's a lot. So let's talk about Watchtower. So we're talking about we got some badass guns behind me here, and that just
I see you haven't returned my fucking guns yet, Dick.
No, that 308. I don't think it's already been stolen. Actually, we already made the report. Yeah, both of these guns are already stolen and missing. Somehow they're here for this today. But we're good.
So let's talk about Watchtower Firearms. Watchtower Firearms was previously owned by Dion, which was F1 Firearms. Now, I want to make this very clear to everybody. F1 Firearms is not going away. F1 Firearms falls under our Watchtower competition series. Yeah. So what we have done is we've made Watchtower, which is more of our LEO. We have an LEO. We have a Spec Ops brand. We have a hunting. And then we have, which is going to be our bolt action. And then we have our competition, which is our skeletonized weapons, right? Lighter, fancier, flashier. But we also have a double stack 1911 coming out, and we're going to be building a shotgun too, because you guys saw the 1911, and I will tell you this right now. If you're a female shooter, it will blow your skirt up. If you are a gentleman, it will give you a constant woody. It is beautiful, it's sleek, it is nasty, and it has been designed by Nick Johnson, Pew View. If you don't know who he is, he's an Iowa kid. I did a TV show with him. He's a fucking beast. He's not a vet. He's an Iowa boy that gets behind a gun, and he does not miss.
Yeah, he's insane.
The one great thing about F1 and Watchtower is now that they fall under Jason Koloski, who is the CEO, who was a Marine Reconnaissance. He is a smart, savvy businessman who loves America. We both drive Dodge. We're all about America, and we are creating the next great American firearms. And when I say this, I want everybody to listen to me very carefully. And I'm not going to name any of the companies because it's not hard to do the research. But when we say American owned and operated, every single piece from the ground up has been created by, or is built, or was developed in America. We're not buying steel from China. We're not buying aluminum from Japan. We're not getting shit in Taiwan. We are doing it here. And what we're trying to do is, create more jobs for Americans. And we are trying to buy American products that are made in America to keep the economy going. And no offense, but, a lot of times when you're buying a lot of these other brands, money is also going to overseas. I don't even think we have foreign investors. Jason is weird. And that's why we're slowly, and I'll say this right now, we're on a lot of motherfuckers' radars because we're doing something that a lot of people, I don't know if it's just they don't have the balls to do it or it's too hard and too slow to do it, but it's like anything else, man. Buying a gun is like, it's like a relationship, right? It has to be a great fit. And I'm looking for people that, there's my flag. I don't have to put one. Yeah, I know you got one on your hat. Yeah, I got it right there. We all do, right? It's like this doesn't come off.
Yep.
This is not a sales ploy or a tactic. I left my other job making a shit ton of money to make great money because it's about the mission, the vision, the value, and the goals. And it's all about America. It's about that flag that you have behind you, that I have on my arm. We all have on our arms. And I was like, I don't know who else is doing this. I know Freedom Fatigues is doing this.
Yep.
There's very few people. And it's so easy. It's so easy to outsource.
Yep.
Because it's cheaper.
Yep. And I think that's the problem is that these companies, they might want to do it. And some of them start off doing it. And then they realize, I work with Chris very closely and his wife, and it's not easy to source
American-made textiles,
especially
it's
on
not.
things that aren't even existing yet, like that
Yeah.
people want. Like people come to us, they want taped seams inside the hats. They don't make that here. We have to find places that do it, and then you have to test it. Then there's a whole.
But a lot of companies,
a lot
of companies, I think, get to that point where they're like, oh, that doesn't exist, and they're like, well, it doesn't exist. Let's just go overseas and do it over there or whatever it is. Where like Chris, we look at things differently. We're like, well, why the fuck doesn't it exist in America? And let's make it exist. And that's what I think. That's what you guys are doing. That's what Freedom Fatigues is doing. And it's just it's a different mindset.
I'll tell you, when I met Jason, I didn't even think it was real. I was like, this can't be fucking real. This is what did it for me, right? The company, I'm not going to get into what it cost to build. It's not, or to buy. It's not cheap.
Yeah.
But I said, what if someone offered you $100 million to sell the company? He's like, why would I sell the company? How do I know they wouldn't turn around and sell it to a foreign entity? I was like, so wait a minute, you mean you're not going to sell it? He's like, no, let's just dominate the fucking market so everybody wants us. And I'm like, yeah, where do I sign?
Let's do it.
I mean, that's ballsy. That's ballsy as fuck. But I don't know anybody else out there that's, and again, when I first met him, I was like, this can't be real, but it is. You know, we both are Hellcat guys. We have a lot in common. We both shoot, hunt. You know, it's like got the cabin in West Virginia. I mean, this guy isn't just saying it, he's living it and breathing it. And that's what it's about, man. I want to be with a company that's not just beating, you know, like an alpha doesn't go around beating their chest. An alpha is such a dominating force that other people want to be like them.
Yeah.
Right. I don't do this. I make other people more motivated and elevated to want to do the same thing. So all I did was I found a guy who's got a bigger platform, right? This giant gun company offered me I think he's an idiot. He offered me an amazing fucking C-suite executive job, like kind of like you. I'm like, me?
Yeah.
But you know, I'm great at introducing people and connecting people. I'll probably be fired in a fucking year, but I'm gonna rip it out as long as I can. We've got a great fucking team, and everything that we do, you know, 99% of things, like we have to get some parts we have to get, but they're still American made and owned, you know, because you know how everything is supply and demand right now. But we're doing everything in Houston. Like we build this shit ground up, depending on what it is. You know, other things we might have to outsource, some of our Cerakote and some of our things like this. A lot of stuff we do in house. Some of our things that we've done for, you know, Kid Rock and a few other special guests. No name dropping, but I did. You know, we got some special things done for them. We have a guy that does that, but it's, you know, right down the street in good old American Texas.
Awesome.
I love it.
It's fantastic. So we do on this podcast, obviously we're Pew Pew Nation, all about guns. But what we do is we do a gun of the week every week. And whenever the guest has something special.
I know what gun of the week you're going to do.
Right?
I know what gun of the week
so we happen to have two guns of the week. So I was going to hopefully have you. Actually, let's start here.
Don't touch it. Oh, wait a minute.
All right. So right there.
So break these down for everybody.
Let's talk about this real quick. That is the NISRO, the Navy SEAL Rob O'Neill AR-15. That's a 5.56 platform. I see you've got a Magpul mag in there. We have got the retractable buttstock. We have got the EOTech with the 3x on there. We've got the standard barrel in there. We've got the MOE front grip. Rob is a big fan of that. But if you'll notice, this is a little bit more meatier, right? You can still put all of your applications on there. You got the Picatinny. You can do anything you need there. But the real monster of that ambidextrous safety, ambidextrous charging handle, something that we're doing later on down the road is we're going to have a gun configurator. Now with this is a special blend and a build, but you can mix and match pieces. Now these, obviously, you buy it as you want. Now the optics package is an upgrade. So when you get this, it will come without optics. But a lot of people have been giving me some grief, with the red accents. Listen, Rob was over at fucking Red Team. He likes red. It's his color. It's dope. It's great. It's got great balance. It shoots flat. Can you move up to the beginning of the barrel?
Yep.
One of the
there she
kind
is.
of the showstopper for, I know these two right here is our muzzle. So that is our Dragon Slayer. So what that's going to do is that is going to, I almost am going to say, completely eliminate barrel rise. I mean,
you're not far
you
off.
guys saw you shoot this and you shoot the 308 and there's really no difference. And people were like, that makes no sense. Yes, it's louder. Yes, it's got a bigger bite, but the recoil and the barrel, I mean, you guys tell me, you couldn't believe it. You're like, I feel like I'm shooting the same damn gun.
That was,
So
it was insane.
This is one of our patents. And most of our weapons that now, you shot the other AR that you shot did not have that muzzle brake on there, but eventually when our configurator's done, you can put that on there if you want. So how I look at it like this is one of our top of the line built out. This is our, the cream of the crop AR. So let's use it like a motorcycle or car. This is your Hellcat. This is your Road King. The other AR that he had is more of a Sportster, and you can build and add to it. Now, let's grab the something with a little bit more of a bang or a bite. Is our 308. This is actually my personal gun. Different EOTech on there. Single red.
Was your personal gun?
Was. That's our Coyote Gray. Same thing. We've got because I'm a lefty. I really like the ambidextrous safeties and charging handles. Nice. It's got we've got some Rob's rifle actually has a 2-stage trigger. I think that's the Hyperfire trigger in that one. Don't quote me on that.
It is.
But the triggers, you guys have fired these triggers. They're beautiful. They're crisp. Got the MOE grip on there. I'm not C-clamping. I've been doing just kind of a modified. I wanted to have this a little more stripped down so everybody could see this. I usually have a front grip on there with a light that I took off. But that also has the Dragon Slayer muzzle brake on there. And I will tell you this right now, guys, if you really acquire and get on a target and, seconds count, milliseconds count, nothing is beating that Dragon Slayer. I mean, you get on that and it's insane. And we kind of use the same concept with the 1911 that's coming out. It shoots as flat as a pancake. So
I can't wait. You keep teasing
guys
me.
Think
Damn 1911.
Excited you?
I love 1911s. Everybody on here knows I love 1911s.
And I'll even give you guys a hint. It's got 2 different colors in it. It is insane. Wow. I can't give too much. You guys both saw it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, we saw the pictures. We didn't see the gun yet. I got to see this.
That's right. We're keeping that under lock and key until it's time. But this 308 right here is probably, that is my favorite rifle just because there's really no difference between that and the 5.56. Now, a little bit of more of a bark, you got kind
that's
of
the only reason I knew that it was shooting.
A little louder.
Like I was sitting there and I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
Well,
but like my wife doesn't know yet.
That steel plate knew it too, because boy, we were leaving. I think we destroyed your steel plates, but
we knocked the one off and
knocked a few of them over. But yeah. My wife doesn't know it yet, but this will be my new addition.
This thing, I didn't know I needed a 308 in my life.
I didn't either. I didn't know I needed one that bad until I shot that. I never knew.
Yeah.
Well, just to redeem myself, when I was shooting the other weapon that wasn't mine and not dialed in, I may have missed once or twice, but then I redeemed myself with this.
Might have been 5 or 6, but.
Was it 5 or 6, dickbag?
Hang on, let me pull out my phone. I actually think.
Don't pull it up. We don't need to
show. It was like a minute. I can't play it because it's like a minute and 30 seconds of misses and stuff. So
shit, fuck. It sounded like I had Tourette's. Shit, fuck.
Yeah, that was awesome.
No, it was good.
I love it.
And he shot it the first time, but I was like, wow. But when I shot with my weapon that I dialed in, not a quick dial in, it was hitting every time. And I'm a big fan of the EOTech single dot. And true story, last weekend we actually had the president of EOTech purchase a gun from us. We were like, and he was like, nope, I want to buy one. I'm like, okay, sure. You don't want to, so we do some stuff with EOTech. We're hoping to do some stuff with Pulsar and a couple other places. We like the thermals. We got a hog gun coming out. We got some bolts coming out. We got a lot of great things coming out. And we're going after everybody. I told Jason Koloski and me say it the best. We're picking a fight with everybody,
Love it.
let's go. Let's see who wants to go the distance, right?
Calling all gun manufacturers.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I love it. Calling them
Oh,
out.
and we're
That's
already
what
seeing
it's
the little, you know, the little Instagram, the little comments that we're like, what a childish shit, man.
Yeah.
You know, this is how I say it. Let's put them on. Let's go toe to toe. Put them on the range. You know, we've got a shooting team now that we're building up. The shooting team is going to have. We got new ARs coming out. We got a great shooting team. We've got. They're going to be getting 1911s here soon, and we're eventually going to build them shotguns for 3-gun. We're like,
nice.
let's do it.
That's awesome.
I'm in charge of that too.
I love it. So it's funny because like the AR, like you said, let's put them all up against you guys because honestly, the AR is my platform. I love ARs. I love shooting ARs. I shoot lots of different manufacturers, ARs, and I was blown away. I really was. And I'm not just saying that because you're here and the rifles are behind me. Honestly, like I don't get paid by anybody to give good reviews. And that's my thing that I always stand by. And those guns are incredible. The fit, the finish, the fact that it took me 10 minutes to take the upper off the lower on my gun. Honestly, when I was going to put a trigger in it, it's unbelievable.
The only complaint that I have is that I don't have any. I don't have any. I mean, that's the only complaint that I would be like, I'm trying to think of what I could literally as somebody who's shot their whole life. What could I say?
You know,
I don't have it.
It's a tight, solid weapon. Like if you shake it, it does. You know, a lot of guns they shake, they move. Nothing's moving on this thing. But I will tell you, you know, our parameters are not much. There's not much give in this gun. Like it is tight. It is crisp. It is so. But that's how it needs to be. This is, I mean, all we did was we got a bunch of operators and a bunch of LEO and a bunch of fucking gunfighters and professional gunsmiths and said, listen, what do you want in a gun?
Yeah.
You know, and we love the Skeletons. Well, a little heavier, you know, a little bit more meatier, a little bit more robust. We wanted to, bottom line, we want to shoot red, white, and blue. We want it to work every time we fire it, you know, and we want it to be the best bang for the buck. If it's the first gun you've ever shot, we want it to be the best. If it's the 1,000th gun you shot, we still want you to go, this is one of the best guns I've ever shot.
Yeah.
And then the fact that you know that it was made in America by Americans, that should excite you. And if that doesn't, well, then you're probably not our demographic.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Stop watching.
And then like, what is, so usually like I always talk about pricing because pricing to me is a big deal. Like you could have a $300 pistol that shoots great, but you can't put that in a classification with a, you know, $5,000 Nighthawk, right? American made, everybody always is like, even with us, they're like, oh, it's more expensive.
It's like they want $30 for this hat. It's like, okay, well, wait a minute. You go spend $30 for a Chinese hat that costs them 50 cents to make it.
Yeah.
It's like, this is costing a lot more.
The 308, it's not all completely decked out, obviously, like Rob's gun, clearly. What is the MSRP on that gun?
On the 308, let me
I kind of called you out on it. I'm sorry about that, but
no. I know the two ARs. I didn't know you were going to have that one. Let me pull it up real quick. It's a simple one here.
Yep.
Let me pull it up real quick.
Let's
see. So Rob's gun is 2,200.
Okay.
The basic AR is going to be, I think, 15 and change. And I'm looking for a 308. Let me find a 308 real quick. Hold on a second. I should know this. Here we go. Firearm Precision Works. Let me go here. Mid twos.
Okay.
Mid twos, threes, depending on what you want to do.
So you're right. I mean, that ain't bad at all.
We're cheaper. Right. And listen, there's another company out there, and we're cheaper than them, and we're building better quality than them. Yeah. There's a bunch of companies out there that are running around the same price as us. We're cheaper and we're building better. Why can we do that? Because we manufacture it all in house.
Yeah.
We're not paying for shipping and this and that and all this bullshit. And it doesn't go through a lot of hands. It goes through our machines and then our guys check it and then we shoot it. We have our own range right there. We do everything right there. We have our own T&E facility, test and evaluation, test and development. We do everything right there.
That's awesome.
Well, hopefully I can get out there and check that out soon.
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
I want to come.
I invited you. You got.
I know. I just got to figure out how to get coverage on it. That's what I'm trying to work on now. So
as soon as Big Ben comes, I haven't told you. I'll fly you down. Come on down. We got money.
I love it. I love it. Well, we won't keep you. I know you're a super busy dude.
Yes, I am.
I really appreciate you taking the time though to do the podcast with us. It's awesome. We were hoping to have you live with us in the studio, but obviously we had some time constraints. Yeah. So all right. It is what it is. But where can everybody find you? Where's everybody got to follow you?
Well, you can follow me at Ray Cash Care on Instagram, or Watchtower Firearms on Instagram. Or if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can hit me up at raycashcare.com. That is pretty much Ray Cash Care on all major platforms, but make sure you're checking out Watchtower Firearms on IG. We're on Rumble. We're on Facebook. We're on LinkedIn. And I'll tell you this right now, we're coming for everybody that's not American made.
I love it.
Love it.
I love it. Well, thank you, sir. Absolutely. We will definitely talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.